my body has been really going through some sort of experience. How do you then create when you're not feeling like creating?
It's just including your body and going, okay, body, what do you require? I think the other part of it, though, is also not letting your feelings run you. So there's this kind of dance of like, okay, so I don't feel like it. Is it required sometimes? And then there's other times where your body's just being really loud and you just need to take care of it, right? Or before it gets really loud, you just know that your body is. But if you include everything about you, it makes everything easier because you get lots of information. But so it's like including your body, including the future you're creating, including your cash flow, including everything about your life, and not just, I don't feel like it. Because I see that occur sometimes, and then people wonder why they don't have money. And I'm like, okay, well, you got to include everything about your life and go, okay, what can I choose here? What's required? What else is possible? The moment you stop including, then you're inevitably leaving something or somebody behind. And so that's, I think, is the dance and the practice of crafting, anything. Like physically, it's been a very, very different year for me as well. Like I've had many more things physically than I ever have. And so I've needed to function different. I mean, there's been a need for a lot more space for my body. And also like really looking at, okay, so it's like including everything. So if I don't have the space to function the same way that I did, which I didn't, it was like totally changed. Number one, is there another way that this can work that I haven't considered? Do I need to adjust the way I'm living, to care for my body in a different way? So instead of like forcing everything forward with the projection and the expectation that, I have to do this because this is the way I've always done that, that's not a question. You go into question and really go, okay, cool. So I can't function the way I did before. Okay, awesome. So what else is possible here that I haven't considered? And literally just flipping your own script and again, setting yourself on your own creative edge, going, okay, it's impossible to go back. We can only go forward. I'm different. My body's different. Now what? How does this work? You know what? I think getting used to not referencing anything is a skill that's pretty required as a humanoid in business, because especially if you guys are into access consciousness, because you're constantly destroying and uncreating everything about you. And then you wonder why you can't find you, because you doesn't really exist. There's only choice. So when you try to reference anything, you're always going to stick yourself, because you don't exist as that anymore. You are absolutely new with absolutely new things. So nothing about your past is actually relevant unless you make it so. And so that's a skill. I think it's a skill. It's like something you just have to really, you get over and over in different ways. Like, oh yeah, I'm trying to do what I was doing before. Never mind.
Yeah, Fatima, I was with you on that one. That's a big bang moment for me too. It's like you're trying to find yourself, but you don't exist anymore because you've changed so much.
But, and actually, you never did exist. So the things that go away are the things we've made solid about anything. Those are the things that always disappear. So lies disappear, definitions disappear, form and structure and significances disappear. So what you're left with is the energy and the space and the consciousness of you, which is it doesn't feel like anything. It's subtle, and yet everything. It's everything. And so how do you begin to create as energy and as space and as consciousness? Well, we have 4 things that are actually creation: choice, question, possibility, and contribution. But again, it's like, okay, so taking those from the conceptual brain material down into your life is, to me, the entirety of what we're doing here. Like we're actually using business and money as an excuse to learn how to become an infinite being. Like how do you do infinite being? Well, what do you want to choose? What question can you ask? Where are the possibilities? What's lighter? And you start to train yourself to function beyond feelings. Like, well, I don't feel like it today, and I do feel like it today, is lower harmonic. It's okay. It'll get you somewhere. It'll get you as far as it does. And then what? Now what? Now when you have no reference point, now when you've changed totally, now when, you need something different to access something different, what tools do you use? So it's not always comfortable. In fact, most of the time it's pretty uncomfortable because you don't know what you're doing, and you never know what you're doing, and you're never comfortable about it. And yet can be this like thrilling exhilaration of being alive in that, right? Like jumping onto a wave. Sure, maybe you know how to surf, but you have no idea what the ocean's going to do in that moment. You have to stay so present or that thing will crush you. What if the same was true about living? How present would you need to be in order to get access to what you're truly capable of?